What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Clone Commander Cody. It's my best Palps impression. That's a lie, I could have done a lot better. Anyway, this is Clone Commander Cody as he appears in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, aka the best one. I will stand by that. The rest of the prequels, though the prequel era is my favorite era, mostly due to the Clone Wars, I grew up with that, and grew up with the prequels, but I was like right after the prequels, but like perfect time for the Clone Wars, so that's like my bread and butter. But like I will admit those first two movies are a bit dodgy, but Revenge of the Sith is still peak, and this is Cody as he appears in Revenge of the Sith. This figure has been, at least in my opinion, a long time coming. Because, may I keep it a buck with y'all for a moment. The original Black Series Commander Cody figure is a hunk of garbage. This figure sucks. I hated it the day I got it. I think it's abysmal, and I've been wanting a redone version of Cody ever since we got the new clone mold. But then, when we got the updated version of the new clone mold, I was like, I needed even more. So when this figure was announced, the joy I had in my soul, I was ecstatic. I was like, finally, a Cody that doesn't suck complete donkey balls and doesn't look awkward, looks great, and has a removable helmet, which the original one should have had. But, you know, that one's an unk. That one's like from the Dawn of the Black Series line. Like that, like, ancient. And I was like, oh my god, this is great. Everything's shaping up to be perfect. Walmart exclusive. Why would they do this to me? To us, as a fan base. Number one, can we stop with the exclusives? They don't stock the shelves. You're never gonna find them. At least I believe he's a Walmart exclusive. I'm like 90% sure. Although, I will say, at least Targets have oddly been restocking Black Series. I've found a lot of the Black Series at Target recently. But, like, number one, there's, like, no Walmarts near me. And the one that's near me sucks. I had to order him online. Thankfully, he was easy to order online off the Walmart site. But still, they gotta... I feel like... Here's my... Before we get to the figure, this is my exclusive rant. Exclusives shouldn't be main popular characters that are really sought after. Exclusives should be kind of like the clone repaints, where like, okay, the one like Mace Windu trooper from that one singular episode of the Clone Wars, that's an exclusive somewhere, okay. But, like, a main popular character like Commander Cody, and honestly, because I think the whole line for this is Walmart exclusive, they gotta stop doing that. Because, like, the Clone Wars ones, they're like, let's make really cool waves that are going to be really sought after, and then make it exclusive to a store that never stocks stuff and sucks. Like, what? Instead of making this an exclusive to one store, a wave where every single figure is like a really sought after figure, why not make that the wave? Make that a mainline wave. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, they do, Hasbro does it all the time. Like, we gotta stop. Endgame cap all over again. It took me like 3 years to acquire that figure. And to be honest, by the time I got it, it was kind of outdated because I got John Walker cap, and that one's an infinitely better Captain America figure. But anyway, exciting. Finally a new Cody, and it's actually good. And also, packaging. You might be like, whoa, this doesn't look like the Black Series packaging. This, I mean, you probably already know, but like this is a throwback to the original Revenge of the Sith packaging that I never really encountered because I was just a tiny bit too young to enjoy this movie. But again, right once I was hitting consciousness was when Clone Wars came out, so I still got to enjoy that prequel era peakness. But I'm not as, like, this isn't as nostalgic to me, but I know it is to people, and I think it's cool. I think it looks really cool, really interesting. I love when they do this. They did it for the Clone Wars. Never got to acquire any of those figures, at least in package, I think. No, I think I do have one of them. I forget who it is. I think it's Obi-Wan. I got him in package. But this stuff like this is really cool. Because the Clone Wars packaging, that was nostalgic to me. But I know this is nostalgic to some people. And I think it's really cool. Also, it's just a cool package. You got the nice, cool Vader. Can't really see it. But also you got like Anakin and Vader dueling up here. That's fire. Speaking of fire, there's fire in the background. Really nice shot of Cody from the movie. Hologram, Palpatine, Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Commander Cody. Warning, you can choke. On the back, got a nice, you can't see it, but a nice shot of this. Nice shot of the figure. Good luck doing that. And it's like celebrating the 20th anniversary. Ain't no way that movie's... We serious? Revenge of the Sith 20 years old? That's my watch beeping because even it knew that was rough. Wasn't ready for that. I feel like I just aged, 20 years. Let's get this package out the way. I no longer like the package after that. But bringing in Commander Cody, a clone trooper who I love, although he is not in my favorites. I do appreciate him, and he does play well with one of my favorites. I love that. I wish the Clone Wars focused on Cody a bit more. With how much it focused on Obi-Wan, I wish... Now we still got a good bit of Cody, but I wish we got more of him and his team. It focused more on Anakin and his troops. And yeah, I love the 501st. They're my goats. But I do wish we got a bit more of love for Waxer and Boyle and like Cody's team. I wish we got saw a little bit more of them in the show than we actually did. It's a shame. But, Cody's still great, and I love him and Rex's dynamic. They were a great duo, and I'm so happy to get a good Cody to go with Rex. Too bad now the good Rex is low-key on the old body, so now he kind of looks a little awkward next to him. But we got Phase 1 Rex, so hopefully get a Phase 2 Rex from Ahsoka. Anyway, accessories doesn't come with a lot. But I feel like he comes with what's necessary. He comes with his rifle, just this rifle, which I guess because when it's a main character, you only get the one rifle. Looks nice, gunmetal gray. Pretty sure it's the same gun that came with like every clone ever released. Aforementioned removable helmet, but I will get to that in a second because this next accessory is really cool. You got hologram Palpatine. Look at that. Look at that. It's cool. It's got the little like hologram texture. Got the little base painted. Really cool. I don't know how he's supposed to hold it because he has trigger finger hands. And they aren't really made to hold this accessory. This hand you think would be the better one to hold, but like also he can't hold it, is what I'm saying. At least I haven't found a way. His hands are also really stiff. Oh wait. He's kind of holding it. Look at that. Palpatine's not really looking at him, but like, I got him to hold it, so you know what? It's a little finagling. And bending the hell out of those fingers, you can get him to hold it. Never mind, I stand corrected. Still difficult to get him to hold it. And that's all his accessories, but like, it's a Black Series, you don't expect much. And also, like, what else would he come with? Because he's got the jetpack, which is attached, glued at the top there. And like I mentioned, a removable helmet, revealing Tamora Morrison. Really solid likeness, I will say. I don't remember if Cody had the crew cut, like, as starchily cut. Because, like, let me grab just a generic clone head with the crew cut. Yeah, I don't remember it being, like, as that. I guess it's not exactly. I believe. I can't tell if this is a new head sculpt. I'm inclined to say it's reuse. Okay, also, if you're wondering, this is the knockoff Neo, but I popped and put on an actual clone trooper head. So that, you know, he can have an unmasked head. And if this is a reused head, that explains why he doesn't have the scar. I forget which side it's on. But he doesn't have it. That's one sad little thing. They've, like, resculpted some other heads for just minute details, but they don't re-sculpt a new head for Cody with his iconic scar. That's they didn't even paint it on. That's the thing. It's an odd detail to forget. I feel like it's a very notable Cody detail is the scar, but he doesn't have it, which is sad. But you know what? Yeah, they should have got that. I was gonna say at least we have an unmasked head, unlike the other one. But you know, that's a detail they should have got. A little disappointed by that, but again, it's a minute detail, and I'm gonna have him with the helmet 90% of the time. But I know, like, people that are like, you know, you want your figures 100% accurate. I do feel that is an odd detail to miss, especially when you don't even have to sculpt it. You can just paint it on. Even if it gets rubbed off by the helmet, you can still paint it on. Anyway, it's my one of a few nitpicks aside. This figure looks good. I mean, he's like 90% just the new clone mold, but that new clone mold is peak. I love it so much. Looks great. One complaint, again, nitpick I have, is why is the chest battle damaged? No other part of him is battle damaged. It's just the chest. It's kind of like how the OG one had, like, sculpted in cuts and battle damage on all the paint, but, like, no scuffs painted. It's kind of the same here. They just oddly really like to battle damage Cody's chest, but only his chest. Don't know what's up with that. It's a bit strange. But, okay. Not the worst thing, and still looks pretty cool. And again, most of the Black Series figures are kind of like that. That's why I don't like battle damage on figures. Because, like, companies don't fully commit. The only time they've really fully committed was with the Rex figure, which, granted, looks great. But, like, it's just 90% of the time doesn't look good. So, like, why even bother doing it? And especially here, if you're only going to do it on the chest. Anyway, let's take a look at him. Because that helmet looks pretty solid. A little on the chubbier looking side, helmet-wise. But it is removable, so I'll give it a slide. Looks cool, though. You got the visor with all the nice little details painted on. You got his little antenna. Looks really cool. I mean, it's Cody. I feel like the visor is a little tight around the head, though. Because I feel like this one had a bit more... It's a bit more free, at least. I don't know. But again, at least this one's removable, so I'll take it. And I feel like they lighten the orange a bit, especially on, like, the painted areas. I don't know if that matches the 212th figure more, because I don't have that one. Because I know that one's a bit more yellowy than orange, because in the Clone Wars they're not as orange. But again, this is Revenge of the Sith, and they were, like, orange as hell in that movie, so I don't know. And again, they don't really... I don't know why I say that, like, they try to commit to that, because I feel like every other 501st figure is a different shade of blue. But anyway, we got the little, like, I don't know, is that a Commander badge? Even though he's, like, one of two people that has it. They even painted yellow in there, that's cool. Is that even a detail on him? Oh, it is! That's a cool little detail. I didn't know he added that yellow. We got Cody's marks. Got the gray stripes. I feel like his arms, I don't know if it's just the way he's packaged and they might be bent weird, but I feel like they're a bit awkward compared to, say, like Rex. Again, that might just be how it was packaged. But he does have the little, like, strap here. And he does have completely new shoulder pads because he has, for some reason, these weird different shoulder pads. But they're cool. He has his little antenna, which is really rubbery. I don't know if I should be doing that. But it's not going to break on you, which is nice. And they got the gray. I will say they cooked with Cody's design in the movie. I think he has a really cool and interesting design. Love the little, like, just orange here, but gray here. Not as prominent orange, but still works. And he has a little, like, hook here. And I feel like I have no evidence, because I don't have one currently with me. Or do I? I'm just in my, like, I have, like, a bag near my setup of all my lightsabers. Because it looks like it could holster, like, Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Let me see if I can find an Obi-Wan saber. I know I could probably pause the video, but why would I do that? Look at that. Here's a Kenobi saber. Let's see if this works. Because the sabers usually have that peg. It's a tad loose. Okay, it's really loose. But again, I don't know which Kenobi saber this is. This could be like an older one. Or a newer one. I don't know. But theoretically, you can plug a Kenobi saber in there. Here, okay. Here's a newer Kenobi saber, I believe. You can get it. It's loose, but you can get it in there. That's a cool little detail. Because I know he, like, in the movie, he grabs Kenobi's saber. And yeah, he doesn't come with a saber, but I do think it's really cool that he has it. That's a fun little feature. And then just generic clone legs with the cool Cody marks. And his feet painted gray. Oh yeah, and the jetpack. Jetpack's pretty cool. I don't think you ever once see him use this jetpack, but it's cool. It's there. It's painted. It's nice. It's shiny compared to the original, which was just a little awkward. Although these boxes are a bit shinier and it's got a bit more detail on the back, but it is what it is. Just look at the two. Like, this one looks all awkward and wonky. He looks cool. He's got the fit on. He looks like he's desperately trying to fit in a costume that doesn't fit his size. Like, this is just so much cleaner, so much nicer. It's such a leveled improvement upon that other raggedy Cody. I could complain for hours about how much I hate that Cody figure. But yeah, how does Cody pose? Well, he's got the dumbbell at the top of the head and the base of the neck, which moves less than you would expect. And guess what? Even less with the helmet on. But arms can rotate, kind of get in the way. These are on the ring, but the shoulder pads are big. Rotate, single jointed elbow. Elbow rotates too, but it's a bit tight because the elbow pad, which luckily you have that for. Hinge in and out, rotate, up and down. So you got the little comms there, which is nice. Diaphragm joint, and the torso is a rubbery piece, so it kind of gets out of the way. But again, with the clone armor, you're just never gonna get phenomenal articulation in general, because just this is the most like not well designed armor to exist, especially here. This is so hindering, but like you can get it moving decently, you know. And these aren't, I don't believe, glued down as well. Then up and down rocker. So just generic clone articulation, nothing too crazy, but still gets the job done. I just can't get over how good he looks. He just looks great. But yeah, but how does he compare to other figures? Well, bringing in a Marvel Legends and a Transformers figure, here he is next to Maximum Series Spider-Man and Shockwave. Like most Black Series, just a tad bit shorter than a Legends. So of course, when you bring out the 7-inch scale figures, DC McFarlane Black Manta, Jez wears Halo CE Master Chief. He's a bit smaller. Now let's have some fun. Let's bring out a couple Star Wars guys. Number 1, here he is with Palpatine. I feel like it's a given. Never reviewed that Palpatine, but, you know. I was going to say maybe one day, but no. I'm probably not. Here he is next to a couple Kenobis. I don't have the Revenge of the Sith Kenobi because that figure sucks. But I do have the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I said the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I didn't clock that I just said his name, but it's the Obi-Wan show Kenobi figure. That's why I meant like the Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Clone Wars Cody. I mean, not Clone Wars Cody. Clone Wars Kenobi. Oh, that was a moment there. Yeah. Yeah, it sounded goofy in my head. It sounded better in my head than it did. I'm fumbling over the words now. Anyway, here he is next to the Kenobis. Would love if they make a proper good Revenge of the Sith Kenobi soon, but you know, they still look good together, even though none of those designs ever were with this Cody. I'm bringing in some of the Revenge of the Sith commanders. Here he is next to Bly and Gree. Desperately need a new Gree. We do technically have a new one, but it's not camoed, and we're technically kind of getting a new updated Bly. It's not Bly, but like it's basically just Bly but without the visor. So yeah, but we need a new Gree. This figure is also buns. Here he is next to that, again, that knockoff Neo and Fox. He's not a Revenge of the Sith commander, but he's like the last commander. I actually, know what? I forgot to grab Wolf, but I don't feel like grabbing him anymore. And here he is next to previous review, the Phase 1 Captain Rex and the Phase 2 Captain Rex. So great to finally have these two together in good figure form with removable helmets. Even though I would love a more updated Rex on this body so he just matches the rest of them more. Still looks cool, still looks great. Love them together. And finally, here he is next to, even though I've brought it out like 5 times already, that horrid Cody and Lego Cody. So yeah, do I recommend this figure? Absolutely. If you are looking for a Commander Cody figure, don't even think. If you even look at this guy, giving him the Krennic right now, do not buy him. Buy him. This figure sucks. This figure sucks. Daniel's the cooler Daniel. Like, this figure's great. He's got the removable helmet. He's got the hologram. He's on the new body. He feels great. He poses well. He just looks great. He has all the aura, and that other one has none of it. This is the way better Cody figure. It's a war crime that they made it an exclusive. But yeah, if you're getting a Cody, go for this one. This one's great. I love it so much. Solid 8 out of 10. Oddly enough, I think my favorite of the Black Series clones is just the Phase 1 for some reason. I think, granted, I love all these other ones, but I don't know, just something about the simplicity of that I love. But he's still really cool, and I love him so much. So yeah, that's about it. Like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Oddly, probably yapped a bit too much in this video for what the figure is, but you know, still cool. And Instagram, Moon and XO. I don't really post there that much, but when I do, it's music related. And yeah, hopefully have a wonderful day, and hopefully, while you're at your job, wrinkly, electrified man in a hood doesn't call up your line and tell you to kill your boss, because that wouldn't be good. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, peace.